New facial. So we'll be looking at another post on the Korean Eternity section about faces in Mabinogi and how they're going to be reworked in Unreal Engine. So Eternity supports 3-dimensional facial expressions. In this post, I'd like to take time to explain the new facial appearance of Eternity. So currently in Mabinogi, all eyes and mouths are implemented by rendering textures, 2D pictures, onto the face mesh 3D model. To put it simply, blinking eyes, beauty coupons, smiling faces, and crying faces are all implemented by replacing the textures that are rendered at the time. Okay, so this is showing how like the eyes and the face work. So you can see like the examples here and here, and this is like how blinking works. But it's already been 20 years since Militians have lived in Erin. In the meantime, the world has developed rapidly and the appearances of characters in games have become more standardized day by day. These days, games implement beautiful appearances with mesh molding rather than textures. Since textures are only 2D images, it is difficult to express 3-dimensionality or natural movements. Despite the painstaking efforts and research into extreme expressions possible with textures, there are fundamental limits to the range of expressions possible with textures. However, the data accumulated over decades of service and technical limitations of the old engine were holding us back, and it was difficult to proceed while modifying the structure of the game that was already in the midst of a fierce live service. But we are working on replacing it with Unreal Engine. If that's the case, wouldn't Mabinogi also be able to have characters with beautiful appearances like in modern games? Since we're making a new one anyway. But there are some things to consider first. So first, there is a cartoon-like emotional expression unique to Mabinogi that is only possible with textures. This kind of expression is hard to make with mesh, and even if you do, it doesn't have the unique feel of a texture. I mentioned earlier that it's hard to bring out a sense of 3-dimensionality with texture, but in this case it's more natural expression to remove the sense of 3-dimensionality. If you look closely at the first expression in particular, the mouth is sticking out of the face, which you can see here, which is a very ambiguous part to make with mesh. Also, these cartoonish expressions are a unique sensibility of Mabinogi. And second, if you decide to express all the existing texture eyes with meshes, you can't help but think about the fate of the hundreds of existing texture eyes. Since it's a game that's been in service for a long time, there are cases where the resolution of old resources is low, causing a jagged staircase phenomenon in the eyebrows. Then there may be an option to upscale old texture resources, in which case there may be a slight change in impression. From the developer's point of view, the intention was to provide a clearer appearance by cleaning up with the lines and increasing the resolution, but the change in impression felt by the Militians was much greater than we expected. Therefore, even simple upscaling is an area that must be approached carefully. After much internal thought, and discussion, we decided to remake all texture eyes in mesh form, except for the expression textures that appear briefly. We will do our best to minimize the difference in impression that will occur during this process. Because of the issues mentioned above, we couldn't completely abandon the eyes or mouths expressed with texture. We sought a way to express both. First of all, since the basic eye expression has changed from texture to mesh, the method of simply replacing the stickers to be attached to the mesh as shown above cannot be used. Instead, the mesh itself for the eye area needs to be replaced. To do this, Eternity had to separate the face part into eye, mouth, face, shape sections. So here you can see the three different sections. There's the face, and then there's the eyes, and then there's the mouth. In the future, instead of just replacing the stickers that go on the eyes or mouth area, you'll be replacing the eyes or chin itself. To continue with the following explanation, we first need to know about morphing. It's similar in 3D. It's a smooth connection between mesh in state A to mesh in state B. Morphing allows you to create a variety of expressions from a single eye-mouth mesh. For a completely different shaped eyes, such as Beauty Coupon, you must replace the mesh itself. So how do we express both mesh eyes and texture eyes through this morphing thing? From now on, Eternity's characters are Transformers. The purpose of this unidentified mask is as follows. So when making an expression that can only be expressed with this type of texture, the mask moves forward in front of the eyes through morphing, attaching texture to the advanced mask. When it returns to the default expression after a certain amount of time has passed, back again through morphing behind the eyes. This process allowed us to express both texture and mesh expressions as needed. And you can see how like the texture expression like pushes out and moves, it covers the eyes. So that's how that works. But in the actual game, it's processed in a split second, so you don't notice these processes. But like, this is what's really going on. That's cool. The mouth is processed in the same way as the eyes. So far, we have introduced you to Eternity's new facial system. How do you like it? I'm already excited to walk around in Erin with my new look. I hope you Militians like it too. So yeah, this was a very interesting read about like how faces currently work in Leon Engine and how they're going to work in Unreal Engine. Alright, let's look at another post in the Korean Eternity section. So, Mabinogi H-line skirt production. In this article, I will introduce the process of making a slim skirt, a type of skirt that is not commonly used in games. In the last post, the fact is that the Popo skirt is, that's covered in one of the other Eternity posts. We covered the process of combining key animation, physics, and retargeting to create a flowing skirt and hair. However, in Mabinogi, there are various costumes that are difficult to solve with this method alone. This time in particular, we'll talk about the process of expressing clothing such as the slim skirt that fits the legs perfectly. A short, slim skirt, usually above the knees, is often worn with skinning on the legs. What is skinning? It is a process of applying weights to the surface mesh of a 3D model so that it can move along with the bone that moves along the character. I think the stewardess costume would be the equivalent of the slim skirt example given above. You can see that there are no major problems even if you walk or sit down. So here you can see the stewardess costume. And there's the character like sitting. And there's the character moving. And you can see how like the skirt is moving with the character. So yeah, that looks really good. Among the slim skirts, the slim skirt that goes down to below the knees is not often used in character settings based on this book. An example would be the Eleanor New Look dress. I think the developers put a lot of thought into presenting as many different chairs as possible. It couldn't be helped. I created a skirt pattern using the method used in the Popo skirt is actually post, and then proceeded with skinning it. The skirt's natural form, which is attractive for its fitted feel on the legs, was not preserved, and instead it ended up looking too eerie, which was not what was intended. So here you can see what it looks like. This time I tried skinning the legs like I did for the stewardess costume. And here you can see what it looks like in this example. It kind of looks like the legs are kind of clipping through in the back maybe, I don't know. And maybe in like in the front, like kind of near the knees. When standing still, the fit is maintained, but when moving, the skin on the knees and thighs is exposed through the clothing. So yeah, I was right. So if you look at it, you can see like the skin coming through on the knees and like the back of their legs. It's like clipping through, that's bad. A sense of form, natural movement, unable to give up either one, I began to wonder if there was a way to express the advantages of both methods. Is there any way to maintain a fitted shape but prevent skin from poking through the knees and thighs? I installed an additional piece to assist with rotation according to the movement of the leg. Yeah, you don't want clipping through the actual skirt or clothing because that just doesn't look good. However, I was not able to get satisfactory results because the texture between the legs was excessively stretched. Splitting the skirt mesh did not stop the map from growing. So you can see how like it's too stretched out, like right here. To compensate for the excessive stretching of the texture, I set up an additional bone that only follows 70% of the leg movement when the leg moves along a certain axis. But it's not easy. Problems still occur. Like you can see in this, that still looks a little stretched out down here. It doesn't look good. Though it responded to the rotation of the body, it did not respond to the change in length, so the shape of the skirt became even more strange. There were more problems than I can list in the text. We added nodes that respond to changes in the length of the main body and control the length of the auxiliary body, and we did some additional work on some parts and tested them. So you can see like a picture here where like the skin of the knee and part of the leg is like coming through the skirt, and here it's not. In the test environment, it seems to have been somewhat resolved. So this looks a little bit better in this example. It's not perfect, but it's better. How would this be applied in the in-game environment? Here's another example. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Although it's not as perfect as in reality, you can see that the shape of the skirt is maintained and the texture is greatly improved in stretching areas. The part where the skin was poking out also disappeared completely. So yeah, it doesn't look perfect, but it is a massive improvement over the other results. Let's compare the images when skinning was done only on the legs without additional bone settings, and when skinning was done after the additional bone settings. So this is what it looked like before, this is what it looked like after. Before, after. Yeah, you can see that this looks a lot better. Looking at the before and after images, it seems to have improved a lot. Of course, due to the nature of the game, there may still be some imperfect parts. But moving away from expressions like steel hair or steel skirts, we are constantly working to ensure that you, the Militians, can enjoy the show as beautifully as possible. So yeah, I think they're working really hard on this. Alright, let's look at another post in the Korean Eternity section of Mabinogi. So, high heel straps are not even. As you all know, there is a very strange phenomenon in Eren. It is a phenomenon where you are clearly wearing stockings, but when you change your shoes, they change into leggings. So here's the example. However, there are shoes that do not exhibit this strange phenomenon. So it only happens with like certain pairs of shoes, like with the bunny slippers, it's not happening, and then like with these shoes, it is. To explain this, let's take a quick detour and look at body structure of Militians. The body of Militian includes the feet. Because the basic foot shape was made flat, it was impossible to express a pointed toe like when wearing high heels. We have successfully implemented the method of hiding the base foot and attaching the high heels to the body. However, because the basic feet are artificially hidden, development proceeds with two problems. So 1, due to the absence of a basic foot, the shoe itself had to be designed to have a foot designed so that the instep is not visible, and 2, because the ankle connecting the leg and shoe was not smooth, the design of the ankle strap had to be included. Since the base foot was removed, it was impossible to wear high heels on bare feet. But this was solved by adding instep skin to the shoes. So that's how the strange phenomenon mentioned earlier occurred. What it looks like when you wear high heels that reveal the instep. From the development team's perspective, it was a bit awkward for the stockings to disappear when the instep was exposed. But in order to solve this, depending on the type of item, a new system had to be built to allow for separate shader code to be executed. When rendering the instep skin of the shoe, we also needed the ability to reference the foot texture on the outfit. It was impossible to solve these problems in Pleon Engine, which has a lot of legacy code woven into it. However, Eternity's Unreal Engine supports all the features mentioned above. Design constraints 1 and 2 have been removed. The screenshot below is the result of testing the Love Island decoration shoes by making them in the Eternity high heel modeling method. You can see that the stockings and shoes are worn together, but they are still connected at the ankle without any break. So when wearing Love Island decoration shoes with Love Island decoration wear and Street Magician outfit and stockings. So here you can see that the problem isn't happening anymore. The new high heels from Eternity will be more attractive and natural as shown in the example above. So yeah, it's nice they're fixing little outfit glitches like this. Should give a lot more fashion choices when we move to Eternity. So this video recently came out in Korea about 18 hours ago, 18 or 19 hours ago, almost a day. And this is called Mabinogi Eternity Battle Testing and Development Status. So let's take a look at this. And we have English closed captioning for this.
안녕하세요. 마비노기 총괄 디렉터 미경훈입니다.
This is Min Kyung-un, the general director of Mabinogi Eternity. So last summer we showed you Eternity's development and status and internal testing site.
뒤로 이터니티가 어떤 모습으로 찾아올지 많은 밀레시안 여러분들께서 궁금해하셨을 것 같습니다.
I think Militians have been curious about what Eternity will look like.
그래서 이번에는
So this time we've prepared a meaningful opportunity to invite you, our Militians, to the boss battle we're currently developing, and hear your opinions.
그간 이터니티에 보내주신 성원만큼이나 큰 관심과 열정을 제가 직접
At the test site, I was able to personally experience the great interest and passion that has been shown to Eternity so far. This test was conducted as a combat-focused test. So this is going to be like about the... I think it's going to be like about the Glass Scavellon boss fight. I prepared this video to convey the changed appearance of Eternity. Okay, so if we actually turn these off for a second, we can actually see the game screen right here. We have a better idea of what the UI is going to look like. It looks like there's some status effects listed down here, our HP, Our MP and our stamina skills will be down here. I wonder if you'll be able to move this around the skill bar. And we can also see what the minimap will sort of look like. And then it looks like this is going to be the party information. So it looks like, I think these are the Arcana. So you'll be able to tell which party member has which Arcana for parties just by looking at the icons. That looks like it's going to be pretty helpful.
생생하게 전해드리고 조금이나마 궁금하신 점을
Okay, here's the boss fight.
영상을 준비해 보았습니다. 그럼 지금부터 이터니티 전투의 모습이 어떻게
Now I'll show you how the Eternity battle has changed, step by step along the test site.
이번 테스트는
This test will present a reimagined version of the battle with the final boss, the Xanafiedlion.
글라스 기분행과의 전투를 새롭게 재구성해서 선보여드리게 됐습니다.
Yeah, so we've seen some new Eternity posts about this guy, but now we can actually see like some of the boss fight in action. So this looks pretty good. We can see the full what the interface will look like. So here's our skills. There's the boss's HP. And you can see all your party members, what Arcana they're in, who's the leader. The mini-map is over there. It's being blocked by the Mabinogi logo, but the mini-map is there. And this is the new boss room. They talked about this in one of their posts. The boss room is going to change. The gargoyle statues are going to do more. You're going to have to, like, do something with those gems, those purple gems over there.
구현하려고 노력을 했고 이러한 디테일과 발전된 표현을 통해서 보스전
yeah, they tried to add like more movements and mechanics. So here you can see the way that it currently is, and here you can see like the new changes that they're making to it.
패턴이 완전히 다르지는 않습니다.
The strategy pattern is not completely different from the existing boss battles. However, we added new gimmicks to provide a variety of changes within the familiarity so that you can fully enjoy the fun through cooperation with party members. And we put a lot of effort into making the game more enjoyable through enhanced visibility and splendid production. We plan to continue to refine and perfect Eternity's unique boss battles, so please look forward to the future changes. And in this test, we increased the expressiveness of skill effects, along with new productions that were difficult to implement in Pleon. As you break through the Xanafiedlion's mood patterns and gimmicks, and reach a certain point, a cutscene-like transition scene will appear. Even during this moment, the battle continues, so you feel the tension without letting go, and feel the feeling that a new page is beginning more clearly. Yeah, it's pretty cool. After the transition is finished, it will fold to page 2. The background changes to a more tense one and a more violent Xanafiedlion. We intended to create more fast-paced and tense battle experience by changing not only the pattern but also the atmosphere of the space along with the page transition. Feedback you've given us during this Xanafiedlion Basics battle test will be used as valuable data to refine the overall battle tempo. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this is maybe going to be some sort of like closed beta test that actual players can do. Hopefully that's the case over in Korea. And it looks like they're open to feedback, so that's good. That's definitely the right move if that's like what they're doing.
발전된 모습을 기대해 주셔도 좋습니다. 앞서 보신 것과 같이 보스전의 연출
As you can see above, there have been significant changes not only to the presentation of boss battles, but also to the skill
기존의 분위기는
effects.
유지하면서 이터니티 스타일에 맞게
While maintaining the original atmosphere, we have improved the skill effects to be more flashy to fit the Eternity style.
보다 색감과 궤적 그리고 피니시 순간의 연출을 강화해서
Overall, we have strengthened the color, trajectory, and finishing moment presentation to ensure that it can be recognized at a glance even during party play. And we will continue to work hard to develop it so that we can continue to show you more advanced Arcana skills in the future.
이터니티 프로젝트의 아주 일부
I believe that the fact that we were able to show you a small part of the Eternity project
부분이나마 직접 보여드리고 이렇게 현장 테스트까지
and conduct
진행해볼
field
수
tests
있었던
like
것은
this
오랫동안 이터니티를 기다려주신 밀레시안 여러분들의 관심과 응원 덕분이라고 생각합니다.
is thanks to the interest and support of all the Militians who have waited for Eternity for a long time. We will do our best to show you an improved version as soon as possible. So, yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be before we get new information. But I'm assuming that we'll get another update on Eternity by the next Fantasy Party, which will probably be, like, in June sometime. But yeah, this is the most recent video with some updates. This was pretty interesting. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi today. So, let's see, we're gonna do one tech mission, we're gonna do the veteran dungeon, and maybe some commerce too. So let's just get right to it and figure out what the vet dungeon is today. I think the post about the 2 new Arcana is coming out in South Korea today, sometime, so I may have a video sometime like tomorrow, early tomorrow, about the 2 new Arcana and some of their skills and what they do. And CR dungeon is the veteran dungeon. Let's go to the Venture Seal shop. Gotta get an earache from there.
또 이 편지는 제법 잘 썼네. B 플러스.
get some spirit stones.
좀 쉬었으면 좋겠어. 아이고, 한숨 돌리고 이랬으면. 아이고, 한숨 돌리고 이랬으면.
I need 2 more points to get that skill. Alright, what's the normal daily dungeon? Rabby dungeon. And shadow missions? Yeah, I'll probably skip shadow missions today.
또 러브레터네?
Alright, let's go clear the veteran dungeon. So it's CR dungeon today. And time for the boss. Okay, we'll get those metal skeletons out of the way. Then we're gonna use Meteor. And then 5 more times. Nice, and done in 14 minutes and 48 seconds. I got lucky with the timing with the ice dragon and the scooter. Oh wow, this one has a lot of smoldering thread. Too bad I'm not really making any scorching crests right now. Not really gonna be doing any Arcana work until the new Arcana come out this summer. Alright, let's go to the Send Mag and do the tech missions. Well, tech mission, I'm only gonna do one because I only have one Neurite. And since we're doing a tech, we're going to switch to Dark Diviner. Use this whale buff too. Alright, let's go. Oh, and spell lock. Wait a minute. Oops, wrong thing. Alright, and done with that mission, so let's take a look at my tech skills real quick. I want to see what we can do here with, was it Dampen Shock I wanted to work on next? I think so. Let's put this over here. Let's get more of those crystals of challenge. So what else to do? I don't really feel like doing the shadow missions. We've kind of done everything else today. Just a veteran dungeon and a tech mission, really. I think I might focus on commerce for pretty much most of the stream. What merchant ratings do I need to get up right now? The one in Emain and Bangor. Could use some improvements. Yeah, let's see what there is to trade in Emain right now. Butterbeer is worth a little bit more right now. Let's go ahead and take that to Tilton. Okay, let's go back to E-main and do more trading. I really want to boost my E-main rating right now. Take more butterbeer. Okay, so how much is my merchant rating going to go up for this? Okay. Nice. So it went up by about 10%. Hey, we have some rain. Okay, I was just checking the Korean site really quick because it's like 9:50, 9:49, 9:50 in Korea right now in the morning on the 12th. So it's like the 12th over there, and today's the day in South Korea when the two new arcanas come out, including like the page about it and all the info about the characters and the skills they use and stuff like that. So it's still a little early in the morning, which is why the post hasn't come out yet. It's still pretty early in the morning over there, but I'm gonna keep checking for that because I want to go over that information. I have to put a lot of that through Google Translate and everything. But in the meantime, we'll do more commerce. If this is worth the same at Tura, let's take it there. And actually, since I'm doing so much commerce today, we should get the daily quest for it. Might as well. Earn 3,000 seasonal ducats in profit during commerce. That's easy. And let's go get Kinu's Revenge from Belvest. Which is just defeat one bandit boss ogre, which I actually did on my way to Turconale. But we'll have to find another one. Okay, Kinu's Revenge, accept. And we'll do a couple more dailies too real fast before we start the next commerce round. So there's 2 dailies in Cobb I want to do. Oh, actually, do I have enough large nails? I don't, I need 2 more. I need 5. It's a little bit faster to get nails by attacking rocks at Port Cian, but we're all the way in Cobb right now. We'll just get him here. We only need 2 more. 1 more. There we go, that's 5. Nails for stones daily from Maddock. Let's give those to him. And then Madeleine's Revenge. Catch a striped marlin and give it to him. And we have one, so there he goes. And we're done. Okay, let's hop back over to Emain. Stick more butterbeer to Tur. Wait, let's use a speed potion too. And maybe if I can make it there before noon, we can do the part-time job we need to do for the Valentine's Day event. Oh, then I better make sure I talk to the NPC when we go through Dumbarton. Because I also have to talk to her as well. Okay, we have to do a part-time job for a grocery store, so we're gonna do that for the one in Tur. That starts at noon. That's when it becomes available. And while we're waiting, really quick, I'm gonna check the Korean site again and see if there's any new posts. Yeah, not yet. Nothing new yet. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Update 3, that's supposed to be released today. That's supposed to have information about the new Arcana candidates and their skills and stuff. Like, if you look at the new life update schedule right here, this will tell you when they're planning on releasing information. So, February 12th, here are the 2 new Arcana candidates. So that information should be released today, because right now it's about 10 a.m. in Korea on February 12th. Like, it's the 11th here, but it's the 12th over there. So, just waiting for that post. What was this one that came out yesterday? Something to do with the new life stuff? Okay. So let's get a part-time job from the board for Caitlin. Deliver 1 sack of wheat flour. I don't feel like making that, so I'll just buy it. So we'll just wait in here until I can report back, and we'll buy that off the auction house. 390 gold. Easy. Oh cool, that Rowan's outfit selection box sold for 22 million. Perfect. And we'll claim that for the part-time job thing. How much fine leather do I have right now? Do I have enough fine leather? No, we only have like 2. It's alright. Put this check in here too. Can I put this in the bank for now? Nice. Because you can't store them in pet inventories, but I don't want to do anything with them right now, so they're taking up inventory space. Oh, and we can put this in here too. Alright, let's report back. And get that sweet chocolate spice blend. And then we take that back to the NPC in Dunbarton. Wait, how many coins do I have? Oh, we're getting a cutscene? Okay. Okay, that was a bit of an odd cutscene. Do we have any other event quests? Like, should we talk to her again? I think we just did that part right here. Listen to their conversation. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to talk to him next? Where can I find him? What about this one? Oh, and I need to complete this one more time. Which will be tomorrow. Oh wait, he is still here. Okay. We'll talk to his character. Okay, so we got a title for that. Some coins. I think we might get some story quests tomorrow after the maintenance or something. Wait a minute, everything here costs... Well, the chocolate cookie cat costs 200. That's pretty much the only item I'm interested in because I collect all sorts of cat stuff in Mabinogi. I don't really care about the chair item or the bracelet. That's boring. So we're gonna get this and the scroll. Let's get this on first. Wait, what does it look like? Preview it. Does it have like an idle animation or does he just like hold it? Okay. It's alright. We'll get it. Now it looks like it has 6 diable parts. That's cool. Like, not that I would dye it, but let's take a look. What colors do we have here? Here, we'll equip it too for a second. Here's a blue one. Let's try that. And then preview. So yeah, this is 6 diable parts. This one's like the main cookie. This is the frosting on its head and the whiskers. And then we have like the eyes and the mouth. It's the bow. Oh, is that part of the little dot on the bow, it looks like? Or, I don't know. Or F. Oh, and that's like the arms and the legs. Like a little frosting on the hands and feet of it that you can dye. Yeah, let's do some more commerce. Butterbeer is worth 41. And yeah, Butterbeer is worth more right now. So we're gonna take this to Tilton next. I'm gonna try and get my E-main rating up to level 7 today. It's what? Okay, 77% of the way to level 7. A lot of 7s. So yeah, a few more rounds of commerce for me main should do it. Oh, and I still need to get Bandit Boss Ogre for Canoe's Revenge. Don't think we found one of those yet. Nope, not yet. Still need to encounter bandits because I need to find that ogre. No targetable enemies within range. There's a bunch of enemies here that are all in range of it. There we go. Weird skill. Come on, Boss Ogre. There he is. Now I don't have to encounter bandits on purpose. Kinu's revenge is done. Can I open up my tech stuff while I'm actually doing this? Yeah, I can. That's cool. There. Just put all that into that skill. Okay, let's sell this stuff here. For what, 39? Oh, 41, that's even better. Getting closer and closer to finishing that. Yeah, I think maybe 2 more commerce strips will be enough to level it. Do I even have enough? Do I have access to the camel? I don't even know if I do. I don't think I do. But we have 1 million seasonal. I could probably get the camel. Then again, I don't think I am gonna get it this trade season because this trade season ends like at the end of the month. So I would only have it for like maybe 20 days. Because this trade season ends on what, March 5th? Yeah, something like that. I'd have it for like 20, 22 days. It's just not worth buying at this point. I'll buy it next trade season. Like, next trade season I am going to take commerce a bit more seriously on this character. I might go back to doing a couple of my longer Mabby streams where we just do commerce for like 3 hours. And we'll try and do some airship commerce too. Keep forgetting to summon the alpaca first. Still 41 in Tilton, so I guess we're going there. I know it's kind of boring going to the same spot every time, but like right now I'm really trying to get like my merchant rating maxed out at a few of the places before the next trade season, because then we're gonna have access to like a lot more trade goods, and that will help. That'll help us progress like faster in the next trade season. So that's why I'm doing it. I gotta get this. This is the month to like get things ready for commerce. Okay, so how close are we to that next rank there? Yeah, one more round of commerce should do it, and then we should be at level 7 for E-main. That's great. Because I really want to get that... what is it? That level 7 item. Jeez, this alpaca really likes my giant character because, like, every time I try and ride the alpaca, I never have to... the giant never has to carry him. Yeah, the whole barbecue bear. Like, this sells really well if you take it over to Idia. So, like, yeah, it sells pretty good in a few spots over here, too. So I want to get to level 7 so I can trade that. We'll use the camel to move that around. Yeah, I don't have the camel right now, but we'll get next trade season. Anyway. Let's take this triple pasta to Turconail for 39. Or no, better yet, we'll take it to Bangor for 39. That'll be better. Haven't been there in a while. And that'll be enough to level up my E-main rating to level 7. And then after this commerce round, we're going to check the Korean site again. I want to see if that information about the Arcana is up yet. I'm going to be checking that like every half hour until that information comes out. I wonder where I should focus on after E-main. Like, probably another level 6 area. Get those ones, the ones that are already close where they need to be. I could focus on Veils, but that would mean a lot of Idia commerce work. Wait a minute. Am I going the right way? Kinda got all turned around. Lost in thought. Yeah, okay, we're going the right way. Yeah, I guess during the Pan's Attendance event I could get a lot of those speed potions to boost movement speed and focus on boosting up Idia ratings. I guess that'd be fun. Do some commerce in Idia. I don't know how good the New Life update is gonna be when that comes out. Like, it seems like the Korean players are still pretty unhappy with Choi Dong-min's decisions. But it seems like more people have an issue with like the New Rise stuff, like dungeons and the way all that's messed up right now. But I think there are some complaints about like New Life over there too, just not quite as many. But Korea had like a live stream like the other day where they talk about the game a little bit, and like YouTube, if you use it on Chrome, they have an option to like translate the comments into English, and pretty much 90% of the comments there all had something bad to say about Choi Dong-min, so they're not happy with the way that live stream went, and they're not like happy with the decisions that he's making. It's the same thing in the forums too. They're just like, everyone's complaining about how bad the game is becoming, and some players have even like quit over it. At this point, like, everyone is kind of hoping that Choi Dong-min like steps down as the director of Mabinogi, because like at least that's the opinion in Korea, because overall he's just not doing a very good job. And at this point I actually agree with them. I think it would be better if he like stepped down as director, because it's not looking too good. Okay, so 39, level 7 E-main rating. And that's all the commerce I'm gonna do for today. Let's pull that staff off. And where am I gonna go? I guess we'll just go in Dumbarton, and then tomorrow I can just like talk to Eunice, get the daily, and get started on that, get my veteran dungeon. So yeah, we'll just wrap things up right here. And before I end the stream, we'll go check out the Korean site one more time, see if there's any new information there about the 2 new Arcana. Yeah, still nothing new yet. I mean, it is the 12th over there, so it's gonna come out at some point today. Like, it's 5:43 over here, so at night, so it's like probably about 10:43 over in Korea right now in the morning on the 12th. So like, there's still a lot of time left in the day. I'm sure the post will come out eventually. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them talking about all the new Arcana stuff. And when that information comes out, I will put a lot of it through Google translate it, and go over it in a video. And I will have that out like tomorrow morning probably, or early afternoon at the very least. So we'll definitely talk about that, all the skills, the characters. And I think that Arcana will be out in like, I'm guessing that Arcana will come out in August over here, because like we're usually about 6 months behind Korea in updates, so it makes sense if like these 2 Arcana came out over here in the US in like August. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up the Mabinogi live stream here for today. And tomorrow, I might be playing Contraband Police. I often play that from noon to 3 on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But I will prioritize covering the video about the new Arcana stuff over that, so I might skip Contraband Police to like get all that finished. Or I might get that video and all that finished and like everything ready for that video's release like tonight, and I might still have time to play Contraband Police, I don't know. And then Mabinogi at 4 as usual.